Greetings and salutations. Today we will be covering the disappearance of Bessie and Glen Hyde. In October 1928, a newly married couple by the name of Bessie and Glen Hyde embarked on a daring honeymoon down the treacherous Green and Colorado rivers. However, unlike commercial river trips, which are common today, these particular waters were reserved for seasoned experts and professional expeditions. However, undeterred by the risks, the couple would go on to navigate the rapids in their homemade boat. It must be noted that they were ill-equipped, lacking life jackets or any specialized gear. Early into their trip, tragedy would strike as Glen would fall off the boat while they traversed a rapid, highlighting the perilous nature of their undertaking. The last official sighting of the couple would occur on November 18, 1928. Their boat would be discovered nearly 3 weeks later, in early December, floating upright around River Mile 237. The vessel was noted to contain their belongings, and secured supplies were also found within the boat. However, Glen and Bessie were nowhere to be found. The vast expanse of the Grand Canyon had seemingly swallowed them whole. Now, who are Glen and Bessie Hyde? It is noted that their paths crossed on a passenger ship en route to Los Angeles in 1927, and they would go on to exchange vows in April 12, 1928. Glen was noted to be a skilled boat builder, having constructed the boat that they used, drawing from his previous rafting experiences in Idaho, particularly in the Solomon and Snake Rivers. This is contrasted with Bessie, a 22-year-old aspiring artist who possessed limited river and rapid knowledge. However, Glen harbored a fervent desire to set a new speed record for traversing the Grand Canyon's very own river, and with Bessie poised to make history as the first documented woman to accomplish such an undertaking, it seems like their path was set. Their audacious plan extended well beyond this adventure. They supposedly intended to captivate audiences with their experience and making some rather notable financial gain. However, this dream would forever remain unrealized. The disappearance of Glen and Bessie Hyde within the vast depths of the Grand Canyon would go on to ignite a massive search effort, which, despite extensive investment of resources, would come up finding no trace of the couple. Their mysterious disappearance continues to baffle investigators and captivate the imaginations of those drawn to the mysteries hidden within the canyons, the beginnings of their ill-fated journey. In October 1928, Glen and Bessie Hyde would embark on a daring adventure along the Colorado and Green Rivers. Their journey began in the Green River, Utah, with the aim of conquering the formidable rapid which lay ahead. Anticipating a completion time of no more than 6 weeks, the couple was confident in their abilities, or at least they appeared to be. As they resupplied at the Grand Canyon Village on November 16th, they would converse with a Denver Post reporter, envisioning their imminent arrival at Needless, California, which was their final destination. During their stay, Glen and Bessie encountered the renowned Kolb brothers, Ellsworth and Emery. They were celebrated photographers operating a studio perched right at the canyon's edge. Identifying themselves as newlyweds on a honeymoon river expedition spanning 26 days, the couple would visit the Kolb studio. Glen would casually mention their lack of life preservers, provoking a cautionary response, which was met with laughter from Glen. Despite Kolb's offer of lending them life preservers, the married couple would decline, asserting their confidence in their swimming abilities. Observers supposedly noted Betty's unease about the upcoming leg of their journey. As Glen and Bessie readied themselves to resume their adventure, eyewitnesses who encountered the couple during their layover would go on to attest and back up the Kolb's observations of Bessie's reluctance to continue the trip. According to accounts, a man named Adolph G. Sturrow accompanied the Hayes back into the canyon, capturing photographs and briefly sharing their boat. If true, Sturrow would likely be the last person who would see the ill-fated couple alive. These encounters and conversations were pivotal moments which paint a rather compelling mystery. It brings up the question, were Bessie's misgivings solely about the trip itself, or was there a deeper reason for said misgivings? In early December, Glen and Bessie Hyde vanished without a trace, leaving their whereabouts unknown. Concerned by their absence, a search operation would be launched. Even a small plane was deployed to navigate the inner gorge of the canyon, ultimately discovering the intact boat of the couple, which was caught among some rocks, approximately 15 miles south of Diamond Creek, on December 20th, 1928. It was believed that they might be awaiting rescue on some ledge within the canyon after some 21 odd days had passed. Upon reaching the stranded boat, the rescue party would uncover various belongings, including food, clothing, books, Bessie's journal, and a camera. The last captured photograph taken with said camera was near River Mile 165, around November 27th. This photograph serves as a chilling reminder of their presence in the canyon. It must be noted that Betty's final journal entry was dated November 30th, near Diamond Creek. This would further add to the mystery. Desperate to find his son along with his daughter-in-law, Glen's father, Hyde, who was at the time 70 years old, organized a group of men to search the canyon, particularly within the vicinity of where Glen and Bessie were presumed to have traveled, near the area of Diamond Creek. He would go so far as to actively seek the assistance of Ellsworth and Emery Kolb. However, despite 41 days of relentless searching, their efforts yielded no trace of the missing couple. The disappearance of Glen and Bessie Hyde remains unsolved, and sadly their families would have no closure. The vanishing of Glen and Bessie Hyde continues to baffle investigators and internet sleuths, giving rise to a multitude of intriguing theories surrounding their fate. However, the question lingers: what truly transpired on that fateful day during their ride down the river? One possibility is that they both perished down in the treacherous rapids. However, the perplexing discovery of their intact boat, which was found upright and unscathed, along with all their possessions within the boat, makes that theory somewhat unlikely. There is speculation about Glen's temperament, with some suggesting that he may have coerced Bessie to press on against her wishes, leading to a potential eruption of fatal fury. Alternatively, there are those who believe that Bessie may have turned the tables on a potentially abusive significant other, eliminating Glen and vanishing into the unknown. There is also the theories surrounding Georgie Clark, renowned for her daring river expeditions in the Grand Canyon. She has been linked to the mysterious Bessie Hyde multiple times. Individuals' curiosity was piqued when acquaintances who were delving into the belongings of Georgie after her passing discovered a birth certificate indicating her birth name was Bessie DeRoss. Also amongst Clark's possessions was a supposed marriage license bearing the names of Glen and Bessie Hyde, as well as a concealed pistol, igniting further intrigue. However, thorough examination and photographic analysis by Colorado historians dismisses this notion, revealing striking and notable dissimilarities between Bessie Hyde and Georgie Clark. The historians suggest that the items were mere keepsakes. Another theory is based on a particular encounter with an elderly woman on a boating trip in 1971, who identified herself as Bessie Hyde, and there are claims that she made a startling confession. When asked about Glen's fate, she supposedly replied in a rather cold manner, "I killed him." According to her account, a heated argument had ensued between the newlyweds, leading to her stabbing Glen before embarking on a journey to Peach Springs, Arizona. From there, she purportedly would catch a bus back east with the intent of starting a new life. However, subsequent investigations have failed to establish a definitive connection between the woman and the Hydes' disappearance. There's those who claim to have unmasked her as being a supposed psychology professor from Ohio with a panache for mind games. There's also the fact that in 1976, the discovery of a male skeleton initially raised hopes of having been Glen's remains. This potentially could have implied that Emery Kolb was involved in the slaying. The bone analysis would go on to reveal that the body was too young to be Glen's, instead belonging to a laborer who had self-terminated. This is due to the distinctly robust musculature that was displayed. Moreover, the skull's facial features did not align with the descriptions of Glen. Theories surrounding the fate of Glen and Bessie Hyde have sparked various legends and rumors, the most intriguing one being that of the elderly woman in the Grand Canyon Rapids who claimed to be Bessie Hyde, as mentioned above. However, it is noted that the story was later recanted. There was also the theory of Georgie Clark, who some speculated was Bessie Hyde, due to certain items found in her belongings. However, this too, as mentioned above, turned up to be sheer conjecture. There's also the young male skeletal remains found, which were hoped to have been Glen's. However, as it turns out, that too was unrelated to the case, as it had been the body of a man who had self-terminated at the age of 22. This ruled out the possibility of being Glen. However, eventually, due to attempting to link the corpse to Glen, this individual's identity would eventually be found in 2008. While each possibility has been examined and evaluated, no definitive answer what actually happened and what was the ultimate fate of Glen and Bessie Hyde. Their fate remains shrouded in uncertainty. The prevailing belief is that they may have been lost in the vicinity of mile 232, which was just a few scant miles from the end of their journey. If you remained with me until the end, I thank you, and I do hope you stay tuned and subscribe for more content.